So I did my presentation on concussions in the NFL from 2012 to 2014 using the preset data that was provided in one of the links in the project page. So it came to my understanding that the positions that predominantly would get concussions or cornerbacks and wide receivers, and I found this to be well-known information if you're a sports fan or anything, because they're running through the field, they get blindsided, they put their helmet down to one another, and it would hurt the brain, stuff like that. But so the cornerbacks were at 16%, and the wide receivers were at 14%. And the other part of the positions that aren't cornerbacks and wide receivers were at 69%, making up the rest of the players that had got a concussion during the 2012 to 2014 season. By using this information, I looked and saw if temperature was a factor, where they were playing, what teams it was. I went and looked at the concussion to preseason injury rate, and I did not find any correlation between a preseason injury to a concussion related injury later in the season. Every position tended to be different in the 2012 to 2014 seasons between how long of a time they would vary of them not being in the game, and how fast the recovery was. And I found that the chances of the wide receivers and the cornerbacks was significantly higher than the percentages of the other positions to get these concussions. I found that temperature wasn't a factor. I found that weight wasn't really that much of a factor, but it did play into, like I said, the cornerbacks and the wide receivers, because they're known to be on the lighter scale or the lighter side of how much a position player would weigh. A lineman might be 300 pounds plus, and a wide receiver might be anywhere from 180 pounds to 230 or 200 at the most. Leaving it to the speculations of, does weight play a factor into these numbers in this data set? And I did not find a correlation between them. I did not find a correlation between temperature and seeing where the players were playing, what day it was, what kind of season it was. I didn't see that they got concussions more in the winter months than they did in the summer months. That didn't really play a factor either. The main thing in this data set was the positions, and I used the numbers that were provided in the 2012 to 2014 season, and how many of those players didn't have preseason injuries, did have preseason injuries, what position they played, how many weeks out that they would take out if they had an injury, and if they had reoccurring injuries. And that's where I got my chart that I have in the PowerPoint presentation as well. And on top of that, the teams, they also provided the percentile of which team has the most concussions, and I didn't find that to be a correlation because concussions don't really discriminate. So That'd be about all I have to say about my data. Thank you.